Stop talking over Alan. Alan's talking nonsense.
Mum and dad. So how are the kids going to school in Windsor? I guess they are, but she's not with them.
Alan's gone.
According to this.
Alan's gone to full scale nonsense. Of course she's not with the kids. They go to a fucking boarding school, don't they? They're the fucking. They go into like Harrow and whatever boarding school. Like they're not. She's not going to be with the kids. Their nanny's taking care of them at the boarding school, Alan. Like, what are you on about?
She is my favourite newsreader. I back to her.
He bows to this woman. He bowed to that woman. Listen, I have to. If you want me to do this, I have to do it all. Look, then like he's been on for 50 minutes, so I have to do it all. So
she's in Windsor. You're saying she's somewhere else.
I can't just jump in at the end, and it's fucking awful.
In Norfolk,
and this is secluded. It's in Norfolk, very near.
He's playing his TikToks again.
That's where she's been all along, without William.
In Norfolk until after Easter.
But
nobody in his chat is talking.
At the beginning of that comment, and that is that she's with her family, recovering.
Yes.
Have you spoken with Will or Kate? And is there something that you can enlighten us as to the circumstances and the current situation?
I do have many friends who work within the royal household. I know where they are. I know that they're happy.
This Paul Burrow interview is recorded at the same time as they profess to be at the farm shop. Can't be two places at once. You're in Windsor and you're in Norfolk? Maybe William's in Windsor. This visit was so controlled, it's embarrassing. Nobody is looking at the couple. They're going at high speed and smiling. They're acting, and they're not very good actors. This is an act for the public, for America, to fool the public that everything's hunky-dory in the marriage. She's not even in Windsor. She's miles, hundreds of miles away. What's going on? Well, here's the timeline. She went missing around Christmas. She's supposed to have had surgery on the 16th of January. She stayed here in this London clinic for around 2 weeks and was discharged on the 29th of January.
You're right there.
Where did she go? Windsor or Norfolk? What we do know is that on the 10th of March, it was Mother's Day.
Right, the thing is, right,
she faked.
Alan's not like the royal correspondent, is he? He doesn't know what the royals are doing. Some people know a lot more about what they're doing than Alan does, but they're not going to reveal their private lives. You're not going to know what they're doing.
Can't be. Paul Burrow knows it can't be, because he's saying he knows 100% she was in Norfolk that day. She can't be in two places at once.
And said Kate in particular was looking very healthy. It's obviously the first time Kate has properly been seen in public since Christmas Day. She's been...
Alan, you played this yesterday.
Conspiracies online about Kate's health, where she is. And so Onlooker said they're wild spec.
He's literally just playing his TikToks, and he's run out of TikToks now, so...
Really put those rumours to bed. It's just a short walk from where they're staying in Adelaide Cottage, but they let...
So the reporter says they're in Adelaide College. Paul Burrow says that they're in Norfolk Manor. Which is it? It's up to you to decide. Do you believe Paul Burrow? Has he dropped a huge mistake?
Paul Burrow has been making stories in the paper. So what it is, Alan, if you've got a sharp mind, you might say Paul Burrow is putting fake stories in the newspaper. It benefits Paul Burrow because he gets paid. It benefits the newspapers because they have a story. And then it just turns to nothing later on because it doesn't really fucking matter.
If the marriage was to collapse, which it may well do, the way it's going, I don't think they'll even...
Paul Burrow doesn't now work at the Buckingham Palace. Paul Burrow used to be Diana's butler, but Diana's dead, and it's been a long time since Paul Burrell's done anything.
And that one is up and down.
Or he was the Queen's butler.
So, is she in Norfolk? Is she in Windsor?
Are you good at telling a story? Are you doing your stream? Are you good at telling a stream?
To speak?
Like, thank God I'm not Alan. Like, God, thank God I'm not Alan.
And Michael Schumacher there, the racing driver, that we were kept in the dark for months about his health, right? He was actually on a life support, but we were kept in dark of his whereabouts and how he was.
Yeah, Michael
I
Schumacher,
see the similarities here that...
What they didn't do is they didn't wheel out a fake Michael Schumacher to go walking around the shops, did they? Everyone knew what had happened to Michael Schumacher was a traumatic head injury, and they knew the seriousness of that injury. They didn't know exactly the details, and everyone just waited to find out whatever the family would like to say at whatever point. This is not like that.
Her private life's a private life. Operation's operation. I just want to know if she's recovering and she's well. That's not too much to ask.
She's recovering and she's well. Now shut up.
In this day and age, to just go, we're not telling you nothing. But we will show you a false picture in a car. We will make up a false Mother's Day picture. We will make a fake visit to a farm shop.
So now, yesterday he said the farm shop was definitely a factual visit, and it was definitely the farm shop. It was a real photograph. She really was there. It's really because he solved the case. He changed the case by proving the huts were there after reading it in the Sun. But now he's changed his mind again.
What? Thank you for watching On to Detective. We'll see you tomorrow night, and then it's the weekend off. Yay!
Where are you going? Playing poker?
See you tomorrow, guys. Thank you for watching.
The weekend off. Yay! Where's he going? He's not telling us. He's not. He's got somewhere to go. He's not telling us. I guarantee that. He's not just taking 2 days off because he fucking hates it. Like, he loves grifting his money. Saturday is not the show, but he goes off. But he comes back on Sundays. The weekend off. It's not. This isn't a job for you, Alan. Like, you're just chatting on the internet. So I just think he's probably got somewhere he's going. We said Malta was coming up. I wonder if it's coming up sooner than I think. Or maybe he's going on the smaller circuit somewhere else. Got a weekend off anyway. I didn't make you do this.
How to store and sort all your photos and videos in seconds. No computer knowledge required.
So I'm not going to do this now. I'm going to play Genshin, but
Middleton.
Because I can, I'm just going to go back and see what it was like at the start. This again.
What to get?
Unbelievable. He's using these sort of video clips that make him look stupid.
I don't understand. I think you always...
Here he is. And notice, like, in the frame, you can see this part down to here. In Alan's, you can see this part up. Like, you can see an awful lot of the ceiling in Alan's frame, can't you? He looks stupid.
Good evening. Welcome to Armchair Detective Rumble time. Let's get ready to rumble. How are you?
I wonder if he'd been doing a TikTok beforehand, safe in the knowledge that Super Chuff is on a different stream.
Oh, trying to get my head together from TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah, trying to get my head together from TikTok.
TikTok today we went through to 40,000 subs.
40,000? No.
Number of subs that some crap YouTubers can only dream of.
You haven't got 40,000 real subscribers on TikTok. Are you drunk?
And we've done that in just 6 months. So I'm well pleased with the way TikTok's going.
Yeah, 40,000 subscribers, yeah? TikTok. Latest TikTok, 500 views. So it's not going that well, is it?
No one took a picture. No one took a picture.
16 minutes ago, I'll give you that, but...
No.
Like, who's this person commenting here? Have they got a video? No. Shame. Spin it off. It just... Come on, Alan. We all know you're fake.
And the story is all about Kate. And we continue here. As I promised my TikTokers that I would continue the investigation.
He's drunk.
He's
like hiccuping and burping. Like I said, I think this is a weird phase because we know the TikTok's fake. Yeah? Like, we know it. Like, he's doing this thing that he used to do on YouTube now. He's like back into a circle. Do you remember he's gone round into a circle? So now he's like, on YouTube he used to say, 80,000 strong, this and that. TikTok is his life raft. Like, TikTok needs to go. He's fake TikTok needs to go. If I'm could still me and Alan, fake TikTok needs to go. Like, yeah, fake TikTok needs to go. I sent you a video of the end of Rumble, the view count. Oh, big ups. Yeah, his view count just dropped. He's definitely, like, the thing is, we know it's fake, and we know it's fake, yeah? But the reason he's doing it now is because he's at such a low ebb. He's like, take that, trolls, have a look at that. You know, it's literally to show us, to make us feel bad that he's got bigger numbers. And he's like, because we're on YouTube, I'm on YouTube. So if you've got YouTube numbers, well, how about my TikTok numbers? I'm better. So who's he talking to there with the numbers thing? It's directly at the trolls, and he's paying for it to make himself feel better. In the same way as he's paying for the alcohol, he's paying for the poker. He's paying for things to make himself feel better because he's at a really low ebb. And that's why he's doing this weirdness now. He's been on TikTok for a little while, paying for it. He pays for it. I bet he pays for the sex as well.
So I think the first thing to do is to let you Rumbleites catch up with what I've been making.
TikTok's the one that he can manipulate at easiest. Like, make fake views on cheapest. It's all about cost. Like, he couldn't do it on Rumble because if he paid for views on Rumble, the cost of the paying for the views wasn't worth the fake engagement that he didn't properly get. Maybe because Rumble's not such a big account. I swear there'll be easier, cheaper ways to pay for views on TikTok than there will on Rumble. And the views, like, because it's like 10,000 times, like, you know, you have to put, if I do one view on YouTube, that's equivalent to 10,000 views on TikTok because of the time and all that. Like, so it's equivalent to something like that, yeah. So like, it must be 10,000 times easier to fake view bot it. Yeah. The thing that angers me about this the most is that it's a lie, and like, it's like I'm supposed to be cross about a lie. I'm not angry that he thinks he's got loads of views and that he's got loads of views or anything like that. I'm annoyed that Alan could go out there and say, have that, trolls. And I'm like, what do you mean? I know you're lying. Like, can you not be real? I know you're lying and I can't take it because no one else knows that you're lying. But actually a little bit that annoys me, that new people turn into his TikTok and don't realise it's a lie. They're that stupid, they don't think, hang on, how has this man got this? Like, he's got 40,000 in 6 months. Oh, brilliant. Like, it's not real. And no one's watching. The same as your YouTube. It's the same con. But you think you're safe. The thing is, he thinks he's safe over there because we got him off YouTube, but he's got TikTok now. It's a place to do the con. So he needs to go. You know? And now I think it's got to the point. I'm a bit angry that there might be new people finding him on TikTok, but I don't think that's really going to be a big deal. Like, he's not the sort of content creator that can grow. Certainly not on TikTok. Yeah, but the idea that he's conning his own audience and still pretending, even though we all know the truth. It's like I've pulled his pants down in public, and he's walking around with his willy out, and he won't accept that he hasn't got any trousers on. Emperor's New Clothes. I won't accept it. And it's like, well, how much more do we have to do? Like, you're fucking naked, walking around with your willy out. What more do you want? Like, can we not end this? Like, that's another annoying thing to me. So he's not got one in the eye to me because of big numbers on views. Like, I'm not angry in that way, but it's making me feel like I need to apply my. At the moment, I'm laid back. I just watch his stuff and react to it. You know, I'm not suggesting I should do anything weird behind the scenes or anything, obviously. But like the way that I engaged with him to get, you know, with the YouTube stuff. Like, I'm not on TikTok. I haven't got a channel. I'm not reporting him. You know, do you know what I mean? Like, not on the regular and stuff like that. Like, I don't think he's being engaged with on TikTok in the ways he was being engaged with on YouTube. And I think if he's going to go over there and do this, then there's a whole load of people who make content about him on YouTube. They're just going to have to start making content about him on TikTok. I'm just going to have to get off my arse and do that if I want it done. His demographics on TikTok are all from the Philippines and places like that because they're all fake views. That's what his demographics are. Like, they'll be massively skewed by fake views. I even feel like doing a TikTok and paying for fake views to prove it, but then I'd ruin my own career on the internet. So, but you know what I mean? I even feel like sort of setting one up and just paying for that and then saying to Alan, well, There's the number. Yeah, I've got the same number overnight on my TikTok. So what do you want now? How good are you now, Alan? What is it that's good about you? Like, he's a liar and a con man. And I tell you what, like, the whole point I'm making is actually what this shows us is that he's really struggling at the moment because he's so desperate to prove this point. There you are, trolls. 40,000. I'm really good. When actually he looks in the mirror and he knows he's shit. That's true as well. The denial is strong.
On TikTok. I think you're going to find it interesting. I'm going to run through the latest videos I've made on TikTok tonight.
I'm not going to watch that now.
This is the new sector.
It's a man. But force is she?
Is this all he does all night? Oh, there he is. Hang on.
Mother's Day.
It's in person.
He's not on his own.
Did of Kate our
About this Rose person, do you know about her? The woman that's
Yeah, you talked about it yesterday.
this time.
He's going over what he said yesterday. He's just filling time.
When I do a live on TikTok, there might be 1,500 people watching. I get like $1.
He's saying this at the end as well. Well, of course you do, because they're not real people, Alan, you fucking idiot. Like, that proves it. You'd think it'd be going mad with money if you had all those people, but it's not, because they're not really watching. We'll watch the bit at the end. We've skipped through all of the nonsense about that, you know, as much as... I don't know how this is going to edit for YouTube, you know. It'll just be one bit of stream. But this is all I can tolerate tonight, and then I'm playing Genshin Impact.
The way it's going, I don't think they're even living together. So
Alan
Kate's
doesn't think
got
they're not even living together.
access to 2 mansions
She's got exactly. She's got access to, like, just...
in the same area.
So here you are. Sorry about the sound on that one. It's up and down. So, is she in Norfolk?
This is the end. We just watched this, didn't we? So where did I miss a bit then?
But we will show you a false picture in a car. We will make up a false Mother's Day
Like
picture.
TikTok.
We will make a fake visit to a farm shop. That ain't good enough. And now, as you saw just now, people are laughing at it. It's so preposterously not her that people are laughing at their so-called evidence that she's fine. What? Thank you for watching On to Detective. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Someone sent him something or something like that, and he went, "What?" And then he had to go.
It's the weekend off. Yay!
When did he talk about Tiki-Taki then?
Of his whereabouts and how
I
he
shouldn't have
was.
moved it.
So here you are. Sorry about the sound on that one, driver. That we were kept in the dark for months. False pictures to us. He's okay. A private life's a private life. Operation's operation. I just want to know if she's will make a fake visit to a farm shop. What?
How did I miss the Tiki-Taki bit then? I just literally heard him talking about TikTok, and then it's not there. It was like, well, he literally said, when I stream on TikTok, I only get $1.
I see the similarities here that we're kept in the dark, and they've just thrown out false pictures to us. That ain't good enough. An age to just want to know to make us believe we were kept in dark.
Oh, fuck it, man. Right, his content's so rubbish, and I'm looking for something that doesn't matter. He said on TikTok this and that. He said something about, you know, just, I've had enough of it. He's not going anywhere with that, I tell you. I'll tell you that for free as well. He's not going anywhere with that. It's got to be fake. It was the end of the TikTok bit. Well, after the TikTok. I've just closed the chuffing window now. He's not, like, you know, this is not good enough in today's day and age to gather an audience of people. Again, look, tonight's episode sponsored by 65 views. Tonight's episode has had 65 views. Yesterday we said the same thing. Strangely, it's gone up to 107. Sorry, 1,000. 1,070. He's got the 70 views he actually had and 1,000 more overnight. So he's just bought 1,000 views. Don't tell me he hasn't. This episode today has got 65 views, Maybe 5 more people will watch it. It will get 70. Then where are you getting your next 1,000 from? Because nobody's watching that overnight and in the daytime tomorrow. Not 1,000 people. No. He's a liar. Like, this has got 65 views. It's so annoying to hear him, like, not even, like, I can see it here. I can see the lie. Yesterday this had 60 views. Now it's got 1,060. Where did the 1,000 come from? If we go on strike, it's the same number because he's, like, okay, maybe we'll halve that 65 down to, well, no, he's got 15, hasn't he? Like, they have to watch it twice in 2 different devices. He's opening it up in 2 different devices, 3 devices. He's clicking like on his TikTok, you know. But we can remove ourselves and it will drop a little. But, like, it's only little numbers anyway. But where is this 1,000 people coming from? Honestly, where are 1,000 people coming from? And I tell you what, where are 1,000 people coming from and leaving no comments? There's 3 comments from 2 people. That would be the right sort of number if you'd had 60 views. But instead, you've had 1,000 views and no one's left you a comment. It's not true. It's not true. It can't be. Maybe even if Alan's watching this and thinking, well, I don't view bot, well then Kaka does, or one of the people that wants to keep you afloat does. Nancy does, or someone, because that isn't real. And I think Alan's doing it. You know, when it's saying about he's messing about on his phone, he might be buying views by the second. You know? Spending it by the minute. Checking that it doesn't run out while he's live. You know, he had to go quickly, didn't he? Maybe he went shit at the end because the views, like, thanks very much, your views are gone. And he's like, got to log off now because all the views are going to drop. Like, maybe it's that.
In the same area.
So here you are. Sorry about the sound on that one. It's up and down. So, is she in Norfolk? Is she in Windsor? Is she in hospital? Is she unable to speak? I mentioned in Michael Schumacher there, that the racing driver, that we were kept in the dark for months about his health, right? He was actually on a life support, but we were kept in dark of his whereabouts and how he was.
There's someone else who bought them for Foodie Beauty, was Salah, yeah? And the reason they bought them was to get that play button, so that they could get this official looking play button. And I think that was Salah who bought those. And it was Foodie Beauty was involved. But she's involved to the point where he's now like her manager behind the scenes, controlling her life. And she's sort of going with it, pretending it's fine, but it's not fine. We need to do a big talk about that. Grumpy Granny switched me onto the concept. I'm not anti-Islamic, but he's turning her into a Dawa channel and making a sort of... like, he gains social kudos from turning a Western woman. Like, honestly, I think that is truly a thing that's happening there. Because he's pushing that religious on us so much. Like, I know it's Ramadan as well, and Ramadan's a religious time, but like, he's pushing the religion on us. Like, she's talking on this religion so much, and she doesn't understand it, and I do, and I can see that she doesn't. So, someone wrote a comment on one of my shorts that he was banned from Waitrose years ago for taking photos covertly. That would be fucking interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Comments on shorts, though, yeah. Evidence. I wonder if Waitrose have any evidence, though. I wonder if I contact Waitrose, whether, well, you know, maybe I'm not allowed to because of the police and Alan Vinicum, but, you know, maybe if we contact Waitrose and say, I live in Waitrose, I live in this area, it would either be Bristol area or it would be Exeter area, Exmouth. I live in this area. Has anyone been banned from Waitrose? Do you think they'd tell you? I don't know. I think, talking about his family quickly, I literally think that the female side of it, the one daughter at least, I don't think she fucking gives a shit. I don't think she talks to him. I think she's just given up on it, and like maybe they've like a man like Alan's going to row with his kids, yeah. He's going to row with his kids. So his son, though, I think him and his son like are in on things together. So maybe his son doesn't row with him, and he's still like when he says I've always got my family, I've still got my family. I think he just means his son and that side of the family. I don't think he means the entire, because I don't think like, to be honest as well, I don't know how far, like, you know, I don't really want to mention her name because it causes trouble, doesn't it? But I don't know how deep into it Scarlett is, but I think she'd probably be just better off living her own life, like, you know, and not bothering with her dad and his nonsense. So I think she probably does that. Like, although she's connected to his other daughter, isn't she, with the business? But like, only insofar as she's just sort of doing something for money, like. But yeah, that's my assessment on that. Like, really, it doesn't matter. Like, my friend's been telling me today we're making, well, they might push it on to May. I mean, I don't know, I'm telling you my plans in what month I do what or whatever, but May's alright, I suppose, but like, it's getting on a bit. I wanted to go to Amsterdam sooner rather than later, but like, you know, I'm going to be out doing things and I don't need to care about whether Alan's buying views, but it just seems well wrong that you could be banned off YouTube, lose this whole thing, and then through just grifting money off those ladies again and spending it on fake views again, within a matter of weeks he can get up to, like, he says he's got 40,000 subs on TikTok. Within a matter of weeks he can have 100,000 or 1 million if he wants, if he's got the money. And then what's he going to be like? You know, fake view man. It's all a problem of his own creation though, because what happens is that you get, like, Alan's now at a point, like you said, 40,000. So now he needs 40,000 views every video, otherwise it looks well fake, yeah? So now you're going to start paying more money for every video view because you need 40,000 views. So then you're going to need to pay more money for your subscribe. You know, he needs to keep paying money to keep making it look bigger, and then it's going to be more money every time. And either people start paying him more money, or he gets advertising revenue, which neither of those things are going to happen on TikTok. So that's why he said, I only got a thing. You know, he thinks that he can make you buy the fake, in YouTube terms, what happened, there was a loophole a little bit of a while ago, it seems, where Alan could buy fake views, and that would make his channel big, and then people would follow him and give him money. Yeah? But now, that loophole doesn't exist. Alan can't exploit it, except on TikTok it looks like it sort of might exist a little bit. But the following him and giving him money, you know, that bit, the giving him money bit, that's not going to, like, on YouTube you can get views equals money, yeah? Even if it's fake views, it's still some views, yeah? And back then it probably meant more to him than things do now. So, like, maybe he felt it was cost effective, but over on TikTok it won't be cost effective, I don't think. I hope not anyway, fucking hell. But it'd be, like, what's going to happen in the next coming months, or at least from this behaviour, what's going to happen in the next coming weeks is his TikTok views and his, like, he's out of control, addicted narcissist who's going through a problem, so he's spending heavily to compensate on alcohol, on views on his channel, probably on poker as well, probably on sex workers. Like, he's probably spending to compensate in how bad he's feeling, and it's increasing. But what will happen is that will make his problems worse. Like, he thinks these things will make him feel better, or he does them because he feels bad, but it will make it worse. He's already started making loads of mistakes on his streams and in his content. Like, in his personal life, he's going to be a mess. This is prediction from me, is I think the court case behind the scenes, I think there's further impending doom, and I think that he's in a down spiral, like a death spiral, and I think that he can only make things worse. And if he thinks that buying loads of views on TikTok and having a big fake TikTok account is going to make it better, no, he can only make things worse. Yeah, stress, like he's frag, and that's why I think it must be the court case or something, because where's this extra stress come from? We always take the piss out of him, he's always shit. Maybe it's been a copyright strike from Rumble, but, you know, he's done the Odyssey thing. He's not even talking about Odyssey, is he? He's not even, he's got it in the starts lineup of his video, but he's not even talking about it. So, like, on YouTube it was cost effective for him to fake the system in this way. He's doing a last ditch desperate attempt to try and look good, poke it at us and try and lift himself out of the shit, but ultimately it's born of this, like, yeah, it's like a reaction to things getting worse. It's funny because we followed him a lot, and I'm telling you, you know, I followed him a lot and I watch him a lot. I see him here more drunk, more angry, more less engaged with his content, less connected. Like, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with them. You know, maybe he's grifting more, crying more, phoning more. I see this as a level up in terms of narcissistic need for supply to fix narcissistic ego damage. I wonder if behind the scenes, like, he's got family problems or something, you know, some other problem we don't know about has come up. He said he had a girlfriend the other day, didn't he? That was weird. That was a sex worker. That was. He's booked himself a sex worker. That's my girlfriend. I don't have a girl. You know, my girlfriend for the night. You know, that's a sex worker he had on his phone. I'm almost certain of that. He didn't even hide the booze yesterday. Yeah, like we said, I don't think he realised, but yeah, he's less there than normal. Agreed, Toffee. Yeah, he's like, you can see it in him, can't you? So, like, there was definitely something wrong, further, deeper, like worse wrong, and he's compensating harder. So the harder he compensates, the problem with the narcissist with this is the harder he compensates, the worse it gets. These are sort of bent, like in Alan's past, this would be a bender that gets out of control and he ends up with a crash, if you know what I mean. And like, he's a kind of predictable fellow, so maybe the next poker, you know, maybe he needs this weekend off. He's looking forward to it. He needs the pressure release. You know, he needs to not be doing this. He's not enjoying this. So, but he needs to do it because he needs to grift the money and all that. So the weekend off is going to be good for him unless he does something like going to play poker, because the pressure, the last time he went, he had a panic attack at the hotel, and you know, he was like, yeah, you know what I mean? Last time he went, it was not good for him, even though it was supposed to be good. And he was left on his own in the hotel having a panic attack, yeah? So this time, like, if he doesn't have a good time or something goes a bit, you know, he has a bit of a panic attack, it could be like a real tower moment. You know, he feels like he's due a breakdown here at some point, or a meltdown, and if he's around his family, he'll do it on them so that they have to suck it up and deal with it. Like, or maybe that's happened recently behind the scenes. Is he meeting someone from Smule? There's a good question. You know, those other things that he leans on in these times, you know, when he gets drunk and he gets high, what does he start doing then late at night? I mean, that's funny, but it's not even a joke, you know. It's actually a feasible option. His mind is on a bigger problem, but he's trying to continue streaming with his poker face on. Yeah, definitely that. And, like, it's interesting as well, like, I don't want to call it a psychological attack, because I'm not going to call it that, because we're on the internet and I'm just doing it for fun, yeah? But, like, his inability to deal with his life problems and the trolls, you know, it comes out in the way he deals with the trolls and the way, like, okay, put it like this. Whilst he was on YouTube, I forced him to misstep. Like, I forced him off the ladder. We're both on the balance beam together. We're both walking forward at each other on the balance beam. Only one of us can stay on the balance beam. He fell off. And he didn't just fall off because he lost his balance. I started shaking the beam. I started pushing him, you know. He fell off. He started calling me Batty Boy. He started getting well eggy. He started doing 20-minute segments about what, you know, he made videos about me, and they weren't very good. Like, he fell well off, didn't he? He lost his way, completely fell off. Of course, people said, oh, you Super Chuffer, you should be doing Super Chuffer, not battery exhausted. But I kept it separate. I made sure that Super Chuffer was not, or in my mind, is not suffering because of what we do on the other channel. Some people would have left, granted, but I wasn't prepared. I'd rather have the two different channels as going concerns and lose those small amount of people that left and fight this battle with Alan, I suppose. So yeah, I think that he, you know, in this situation, it feels like that's happening, like it was before, yeah? But I'm not pushing him off any beam. He's just wobbling and shaking his arms. So something else is pushing him, isn't it? And he's still doing the detractor conversation. You know, he's still eggy about us and all this, but we're not the real primary. You know, he talks about it because that's some way he can let out his anger. And he brought up the court case a lot again recently, even though he didn't have specifics to say, really, did he? He just brought it up again a bit. So you'd feel it was the court case, but with Alan, it could be all sorts of other things. It could be payment. He said he didn't have the car anymore. Does that mean he's finished paying it off? You know, has he still got other payments that he needs to make? Yesterday was YouTube payment day, or today was YouTube payment day. I don't know, because I don't have my... I've got an internet banking for that. It goes into my... I'm not going to tell you all my banking details, actually, am I? But it goes into one of my accounts, and I don't have... like, it's not... because I want the YouTube money to be accruing, and I don't want to be just spending it on all sorts of stuff. It doesn't go into my current account. I'll say that, yeah. I can't just go and get the money and start spending it. I can go on the internet, and I can find it, and then I can move it around like a, you know, financial concern. But I let my money accrue up safely. Yeah, Alan doesn't do that. YouTube Day is spending day. He needs it because he's back behind, on the thing. Yeah, he wants to go out and blow it out. I don't know if he gets, like, obviously he's not on YouTube, so he's not getting YouTube money. But if today's payment day, if you know what I mean, if it's around this sort of day in the week, maybe other things he does, he has payment day this sort of time in the month, and maybe it didn't work out. That's something I wondered, but who is that in the painting? It's usually a self-portrait with Alan, isn't it? It looks like someone who might be wearing a wig. It's a very strange painting. It's a very strange choice. The colours are a clash. It appears that there's some numbers on the shirt, like 3, 2, 4, 1. It looks like there's some numbers on the shirt, but it might just be squiggles that he's done. And who is that in that smart button up to is it Cillian Murphy? Wait, is it Cillian Murphy? Do you think it's Cillian Murphy at the Oscars? Durian Murphy, as he called him. Cillian. Why is he wearing that funny coloured... No, at the Oscars he's wearing... But then maybe Alan just paints him in a funny coloured jacket because Alan's a nutter. I think it might be him. I bet Alan thinks he looks like him. And that's got a lot of pink in it, hasn't it? That first image you find on the internet, which is what Alan's always going to do. First thing, easiest. And his shoulder's slightly lopsided there. He hasn't got a high collar. Got blue eyes. Looks like it almost looks like he's wearing a wig sometimes because that high cut up the side. That character looks like it's wearing a wig. There's a little bit of hair coming down. He's got a little bit of hair coming down. I think that's who it is. Because he even for some reason he shouted him out on the stream the other day, didn't he? He did like shouts out. Oh God, I should have been more funny on that being said tonight. I should have been more funny. I should have brought up my clips. Oh, I did read out that thing from the Daily Star. That was funny. I got clips of Luke saying shouts out Eamon Holmes, and no one would know what it means, but shouts out Eamon Holmes. And I'll tell you what I didn't do as well. I didn't read the chat a lot. I tried to just sort of keep an eye on it, but I was like panicking, so I couldn't read the chat. Alan has a payment. Alan hasn't had a payment day in 6 months. Yeah, but you know what I mean. If it's like tick over day, payment day, it might be okay. Maybe he needs to pay something. You know what I mean? Maybe he's like, usually it's the same day for everyone. Payday, I don't know what day it is, but I remember from when I used to be on the old, what do you call it? The payroll. Payday would happen on a certain day and then it'd have to clear and then it'd get in your account. And it would be the same for everyone, wouldn't it? So that weekend after, you'd go out on the town. Like, you'd hope you get paid on a Thursday, wouldn't you? And then you'd go out on Friday and spend all your money in the pub. But like, the next week or the week, it'd be like 1 week at the end of the month where no one would, and this is why I don't understand he was always stupid about this, getting people to sign up to Patreon at the end of the month so he could double dip them. But fewer people at the end of the month have got money. It's the start of the month, isn't it, when they've got money, when they've just been paid. I remember the end of the month for me not having enough money in my account, waiting for payday, and like that, that last weekend before payday was a dead weekend where like town wasn't as busy, everyone's waiting for payday, we'll all just stay in. So I'm wondering if there's something financial about the fact that he seemed to get pretty fucking eggy the last couple of days. He seemed to lose control since I did the long 4-hour one, which wasn't even that long a one, and he was losing control already in that episode. He was doing a bad episode. So he seemed to lose control. Since he started on the Odyssey, something happened a bit weird last week, didn't it? Maybe he's had copyright problems. I don't know.
But I see the similarities here that we're kept in the dark, and they've just thrown out
When's he going to say about
false pictures to us to make us believe she's okay. This is what it's how the cover-up goes when a government is trying to keep somebody that's not well. That's what worries me.
Well. I'll tell you what else I couldn't do on that being said. On that being said, when everyone else was talking, I didn't want to do this. Yeah, that makes sense. They're talking. I haven't got a mute button in front of me. I'm not using my obs. I'm on Discord. I don't really know where they did like on Discord. There is a mute button. I don't quite know where it is. So I should have used it for doing this. But I tried to. I was like thinking, shit. Like, I can't. When am I gonna? So that wasn't an idea. That was bad.
knows he's okay.
It could be a Ken doll. It could be Ryan Gosling. Yeah, it could be Ryan Gosling. Is that his name? The actor who played Ken. He was in the Oscars as well, wasn't he? He wore pink, didn't he, in his musical number? I think it's an Oscars painting. Let's say that. It's an Oscars painting. Because Alan can't claim that he's actually painting someone specific, because otherwise, who does it look like? So he just paints something weird and like, I'll paint the jacket one colour, I'll paint the face a bit this, I'll put the ear here, you know. I think it's a general Oscars-y sort of painting. So it's Ryan Gosling and the Peaky Blinder all wrapped into one for me. Like it's feelings Alan's got, because the Oscars, look, it's gold behind it. Yeah, this is what it is. It's gold behind it. Like that's the most best thing ever. It's the Oscars. Imagine if Alan had won an Oscar. Imagine he probably watched Cillian Murphy win his Oscar, and he probably felt, what if I am him and I should be on the stage. I've got blue eyes. I'm a great, you know, I like the true crime, Peaky Blinders. And he probably fantasised Alan winning the Oscar and getting to have sex with whichever celebrity woman has got the nice hair. Or, you know, whichever child he thinks is good looking in the... Anyway, look, I think it's that, isn't it? I think the painting is a sort of collage of his feelings of self-delusion and grandeur about his own fancy, and on the background of he was watching the Oscars recently. It's almost statuesque like the Oscar as well, isn't it? Like the neck stands up taller and longer. So it's almost like statuesque in that way. Standing up like that, phallic as well. Yeah, it's Oscars. It's Ryan Gosling. It's Cillian Murphy or whatever, and it's Alan wishing he was like fantasizing that it's him.
His operation. I just want to know if she's recovering and she's.
True. It probably is the same paint he used on Winston in the Armchair. He's not buying any new paints now. You know, this failed art project is not going to yield anything, is it? So he's not going out and buying new paints, is he? Although, maybe, you know, he gets new clothes. I think he gets his new clothes from charity shops, TK Maxx. I think TK Maxx is a big one for him. I think he might get a few hand-me-downs from his family. But I also think he probably goes on Amazon and spends the money when he's drunk. Or, like, you know how he goes on Sky Poker. Like, I bought this for one joke. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll have to get my use out of it. But I forgot what's it. Yeah, he'll probably go on Amazon, like, you know, buy a couple of cardigans or whatever. You know, I think he's snazzy. Maybe he'll put the paint in the basket there, but I can't imagine him wanting to spend money on paint.
Well, that's not too much to ask. And it's too long now. 3 months is too long in this day and age to just go, we're not telling you nothing. But we will show you a false picture in a car. We will make up a false Mother's Day picture. We will make a fake visit to a farm shop. That ain't good enough. And now, as you saw just now, people are laughing at it. It's so preposterously not her that people are laughing at their so-called evidence that she's fine.
Kessinger. Oh, sorry.
What?
What?
Thank you for watching On to Detective. We'll see you tomorrow night, and then it's the weekend off. Yay! See you tomorrow, guys. Thank you for watching, and it's great to see that TikTok's got 40,000 subs now.
Oh, there we are.
And nearly 15 million views. We've recovered from the loss of YouTube, not financially, because they don't get any money off you. I'll tell you this, right? When I do a live on TikTok, there might be 1,500 people watching. I get like $1.
There's not 1,500 people watching. There might be. There's not.
So there's no money in TikTok. So
you get $1.
We've recovered from the loss of YouTube, not financially.
We've recovered from the loss of YouTube. Do you hear that language there? Statement analysis. I think you need to do... I'm saying this. I must have said it in one of the streams the other day, and it must have ended up on one of the battery exhausted streams, because someone made a comment about Deception Detective, and I was like, oh God, we're not doing this now, are we? I think you need to have more than just the dry words. But I do agree, if you take the dry words and write them down on paper and just look at them, you can do a different analysis that reads something special about, you know, just the words. So, like, that was one there, statement analysis.
See you tomorrow, guys. Thank you for watching, and it's great to see that TikTok's got 40,000 subs now and nearly 15 million views.
Obviously, that's not real, yeah, but
We've recovered from the loss of YouTube.
We've recovered from the loss of YouTube, and that's not real either. We've not recovered from the loss of YouTube. But is he going through something like he's saying recovered from loss? Like, was he closer to Bin Bin than we thought? That's a question I've got. Was he closer to Bin Bin? Was he talking to her behind the scenes the whole time? Were they big friends? You know, for all the vitriol she spouted about him or whatever, like, he had that either problem, like, working as a double agent, didn't he? Or, like, she seemed to be a double agent. Who's he lost recently? Bam Bam's lost. Or Bin Bin, it doesn't matter. Bin Bin's lost. She died. Is it his own sense of mortality? Did he lose someone else? Like, did Winston die? And if Winston died, Alan wouldn't care, because he's a narcissist. So it's more likely a sense of his own self. But he's saying we recovered from loss. And, like, what that means is I haven't recovered from loss. And I'm feeling it. And it means more grief to me than anything else. Maybe he just means the YouTube, you know, and his own self-identity. And, you know, maybe he just simply hasn't recovered and it's really hitting him. So he's doing all this fake stuff on TikTok. You know, that does feel like it's the main thing. You know, it'd be weird for him to care enough about someone else to still be pining over it a week later. So I'm going to say he recovered from loss. I'm looking like I'm talking quietly now. I twisted my volume knob earlier on for that being said. And now I look like I'm talking quietly. I don't know. Yeah, I think he recovered from loss equals he hasn't recovered from the YouTube financially. I wonder if he's, like, behind on some payments or something. You know, because the other thing is that if he expected that money to come in regularly and he'd been doing it for a while, even though it dropped considerably, there's a low ebb. You know, those people are the low ebb and they are consistent for him, yeah? So either their consistency has dropped off or, like, maybe he considered YouTube to be so safe that he could, like, you know, he said he had to get rid of his car. Like, we decided to get rid of his car. Like, I do wonder if he got, like, most people buy a car, they don't buy outright. Like, well, not most people, some people don't buy the car outright and instead lease it or take a loan. You know, you sell the car later, you make money back, and then you buy a new car, and, you know, that sort of thing goes on, doesn't it? You get in a sort of agreement. I don't know if Alan would be capable of doing that, but, like, getting rid of the car but not getting a new one is strange. So I think he probably got a new one, maybe. Maybe he's got to pay, you know, maybe he's got himself locked into some sort of contract or something. And, I mean, obviously he knew that this is since YouTube. He changed his car since YouTube, so I'm not really saying it's that one. But, like, I'm thinking, if he thought he was constantly going to get this money, could he be in a position where he now has to pay bills that he can't afford? Like, seriously, properly. Like, you know, not just I need to change the kind of, like, shampoo I use and probably need to get the, you know, the cheaper vegan nuggets this time. Not that, but, you know, where am I going to find this £300 for a car payment? You know, could it be that?
YouTube, not financially, because they don't get any money off you. I'll tell you this, right? When I do a live on TikTok, What
was that?
Thank you for watching on to.
He looked at his phone and he gave it a what? A Chelsea playing tonight or something. There is football. Wales beat Finland to reach Euro playoff final. He can't care about it, but he could have lost a bet. You know, it's just a random game. He might have said that's going to be a draw. 0-0 at best. I'll put 20 quid on 0-0 or something like that. And it's Wales 4, Finland 1. What? You know, it could be that. There's a few football games on tonight. Poland 5-1 Estonia. Georgia, Luxembourg. You know, it's in Alan's nature to just look at any odd sporting setup, as in a few random European Championship qualifier games, not England games, just other nations, and say, oh, I'll put a few bets on. I'll pick 2 teams to draw and put 50 quid on or something. You know, it could be that. And he might have just seen that and thought, what? I don't know exactly when that result happened and whether it tied up with his stream, but that's a guess of mine as well, is like his sudden discontent with whatever came through on his phone.
As you saw just now, people were laughing at it. It's so preposterously not her that people were laughing at their so-called evidence that she's fine. What?
Like, it was something he had to look at, read, take in, and react to, but he didn't. He just didn't he's not reacting to that for us. He just reacted to it and then ignored it like he'd said it.
Thank you for watching Armchair Detective.
And now he's got to go.
We'll see you tomorrow night, and then it's the weekend off. Yay!
And where are you going on that weekend off?
The people are laughing at their so-called evidence that she's fine. What? Thank you for watching Armchair Detective. We'll see you tomorrow night, and then it's the weekend off.
So he's either pointing up or behind himself. Now, I consider that he lives at the very south of the country. Maybe he pictures himself looking out to sea and, you know, the rest of the country up behind him. Sometimes he pictures himself on stage, maybe the people behind him like that. I'm thinking, is it flight? You know, is it up in the air? Up in the air for flight? Or is it just up north of the country? Or behind him, the kids, the family? It's an imbalance in the movement, but then his arms are imbalanced. It's not straight defensive. What is this? It's a very strange piece of body language, isn't it? It's the weekend off. Like, it's all behind him then. Up and behind him. Obviously he's got something in his mind for the weekend. Maybe it's simply the discarding of all this rubbish. Or maybe he's doing something in the other room. It's just a strange...
Yay!
Yay. The yay's a fake bit afterwards. Yay. Yeah, and then the sneaky, creepy laugh. I think he's got some creepy activities planned for the weekend.
See you tomorrow, guys.
Maybe he's booked that girlfriend for the weekend.
Thank you for watching.
Maybe she's going to do something behind him. Maybe she gets up behind him and does something to him. You know, it's almost like he was gesturing up and behind him for his relaxation and everything. Maybe he's getting a massage. Very strange.
Watching, and it's great to see that TikTok's got 40,000 subs now and nearly 15 million views. We've recovered from the loss of YouTube, not financially, because I don't get any money off you. I'll tell you this, right? When I do a live on TikTok, there might be 1,500 people watching. I get like $1. So there's no money in TikTok. So all you people saying, you're making a fortune out of people's misfortunes. No, I'm not. No, I'm not anymore. Not at all.
Yeah, but you did.
Thank you for watching the Armchair Detective. We'll see you soon, yeah? Or tomorrow. Good night, everyone. And let's hope that we get some news from this company tomorrow, definitively. 1 a.m. my time, TMZ are making a statement about the video. Now, that statement...
Was that what he was saying on his phone?
Will either be that it's fake or it's real. So tomorrow morning on TikTok, I will be reporting on the definitive answer.
Oh, because maybe it's that. He's like seeing it come through on his, like he's got a notification on his phone. TMZ are going to tell the truth. And he's like, well, that throws everything I've just said in the bin. I've got to report on this at 1 o'clock in the morning. Damn it.
From the people that bought the video. Now, I'm saying now, so you know, that video is not Kate Middleton. That video is not Catherine, Princess of Wales. That's my opinion.
He's gambling here. He knows it as well. Later on, he'll change his mind or whatever, or he'll have to eat it. But he's gambling here because it's a 50-50, he thinks. If it turns out to be Kate Middleton, well, we can always pretend I never said it. But if it isn't, and it turns out TMZ come out and say, oh, we were sent a fake video, someone tried to scam us, like, which they might do to create a big fuss and a story, like, Alan then gets to say, oh, I was right all along.
The last time I said something this surely was when I said that...
This surely. The last time I was this sure about something.
Chris Watts took the children alive to work with him.
Good.
That's the last time I had to make a statement like this. I'm making the same opinion now.
I'm making the same opinion now. It's not your opinion. You've just watched loads of media to give you the opinion.
That I'm sure that's fake. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Well, I know what you put on your screen was fake, yes. Because you said it was adapted or whatever, enhanced. It's not. It's fake. Yes, that was fake, yes.
Apologise. And I'm happy to apologise when I'm wrong. You know that.
What? What? You? Did he say that? Did he say that?
To work with him. That's the last time I had to make a statement like this. I'm making the same opinion now. That I'm sure that's fake.
This is Alan Vinnicum we're talking about.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll apologise. And I'm happy to apologise when I'm wrong. You know that. My opinion, the farm shop video is absolutely fake.
That's different from your opinion that was yesterday, though, yeah? Whatever it says in the news tomorrow, that's your new opinion then, yeah? Except when you're saying the news is rubbish and you can't believe it. He doesn't have an opinion. He didn't invent an idea. This is so weak. God help us, right? I do hope that just, you know, obviously because the way I'm sat on this particular thing, in some ways it doesn't matter if it's real or fake. Like, Alan can be right or wrong about it. It doesn't change everything about everything. But seeing his little smug face, obviously we want it to be real now, don't we? We want him to look like an idiot on the internet. But he's jumped on a bandwagon anyway, so it's not even his ideas that he can claim. Like, I shouldn't give him the credence to say if he is or isn't right, because they're not his ideas. Like, it's pathetic.
We'll see you tomorrow. Keep an eye on TikTok in the morning, guys. I can't wait.
You can't wait for TikTok in the morning. What are you going to be doing all night on TikTok at 1 in the morning? We need to go live on TikTok at 1 in the morning now. I need to go live on TikTok. I've just had enough of it. I need to go live on TikTok and talk about whatever TMZ talk about and pay for views if I have to. I need 200,000 viewers overnight. Biggest one ever. Like, if we get in a spending war, me and Alan, with TikTok views, then I'll exhaust his finances before he exhausts mine. And we can just spend as much money as we can on TikTok views until he stops. I wonder what that would look like. It'd be a fucking weird day of behaviour, wouldn't it? Today I'm going to buy 10 million TikTok views. And just keep, like, I'd come on streams and I'd just be like, we need more money for TikTok. Please tip for TikTok. I'll just be straight about it. I'll just say, this is what we're doing. Give me the money. Please tip for TikTok. Don't go over there and watch it. I don't care if you watch it. I'm going to sort out the views. You just pay me the monies. He needs to be taken off TikTok for cheating the system. That's what he needs. They'll know he's doing it. But they probably just don't care because it's not high on their agenda. They've probably got worse things to deal with than somebody paying money to get extra views on TikTok. You know, they might care a bit if it was worded the right way and he'd done the right things or wrong things. And certainly, I think his ban from YouTube doesn't help him at all. And certainly, I think we've got a wealth of content that can be clipped and made into TikTok content, and a load of people who are capable of doing it as well. Like, we just, as a community, need to do what we do on YouTube on TikTok a bit more sometimes. And the TikTok audience need to get hold of it and understand it and see it. Make like a mimp wave on TikTok. The way to do that is we need to invent a little song and a little dance about child protection and keeping children safe. And it needs to be a funny little dance. And then you go, oh, don't do that. You might be doing your boobs for a pedo. Like, you know, in our song we go like, we're going to say like, and touch your head, and touch your tits, and wiggle your bum. And don't do that because you might be doing it for a pedo. And then a big picture of Alan. You know, like, do a little song. And touch your head, and touch your tits, and wiggle your bum. But don't do that because you might be doing it for a pedo. and then a big picture of Alan. And like everyone can make their own little TikToks where they do the dance, you know, and they all get involved and do the dance. And then every single one of the TikToks has a picture of Alan being a nonce at the end of it. And everyone knows who he is and he's a nonce. And then that's best. You know, that's the way we do it. And ham your hat. And touch your nonce. Get off them kids. Taking photos in public without people knowing. Oh, Marlo. Do you like the voice box? That's a good one. Do you want to pay by cheque or card today, please? Thank you. Alan. Alan. Wait, I've got two kinds of buttons now. This is taking it to a new level, right?
Where's Nancy?
Where's Nancy? Where is Nancy anyway?
Where's Nancy?
See how they work together? Alan's a twat.